What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys sticking around. I haven't posted a video in a while, and I've been super busy. And I want to apologize for the sound you're hearing. It is absolutely dumping outside. And by dumping, look at my shop right now. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. My good old heater. But it is dumping outside, so if you hear some weird background noise, I apologize. I gotta figure out that leak. I thought I had it figured out, but apparently didn't. So it is just pouring rain. Anyways, let's get on with that. I have been doing some stuff on the car. If you haven't already seen all my Instagram stuff, if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, please do. Make sure you do. I redid the bumper on this thing. It came out pretty sweet. I like it. The other one was a little farther out, and it came in through here. You see the holes. But sorry, focus. I decided to change it up. I never really liked it. It was bent and all that good stuff. I didn't really care for it. Going down the line, getting ready for 23, and all different things I've done in the car. Like I said, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe or follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Stoked to Shred, and you'll be able to kind of keep updates. I do more updates on my social media, Instagram, Facebook, than I do on YouTube, obviously. So, I want to talk to you about something that I've always hated, or I've had an issue with, and that's shocks. So, I run the Fox RC2s that I picked up from Shock Therapy, a couple years ago. I've liked them. I've loved them. They're a huge, huge upgrade from stock, and I couldn't be more stoked on it. With that being said, I liked them, but I didn't at the same time. The rear of the car handles great. The front of the car, on the other hand, never really was up to my standards. I knew that there was a lot more that it could do. I felt like the back end of the car was handling things, and the front just kind of did this little porpoising, flopping thing, and never stoked on it. Never, ever was I stoked on it. So, it was a thought in the back of my head, it almost feels like there's no nitrogen in the shocks. I never had a nitrogen tank, never had a nitrogen gauge, or anything to be able to, measure how much pressure's in there. I probably could have asked some buddies, but I'm always busy doing other things than that. And I kind of dialed it in to where it was good enough. Not perfect. I didn't really care for it, but it worked. But back in the day, or I say back in the day because yesterday, I could go to the front of the car, put some weight on the car like this, and the front of the car would literally go down. So no matter if I played with the compression, I can crank it all the way tight on the compression, both low speed, high speed, whatever it is, it just wouldn't, it'd still move. I was like, okay, is there actually nitrogen in these shocks? What is going on? I don't get it. And I finally picked up myself a nitrogen tank, and I was able to fill my shocks and do all that stuff. And I came across something that I was not stoked about. I put my gauge up to it. Granted, these shocks usually have between 150 to 200 psi of nitrogen in the shock itself. Usually, depending on how you like your shocks, if you like it a little more stiffer, you put more pressure in it. If you like it a little bit softer, you put less pressure, or whatever, how it goes. I am not a shock person. I don't know the schematics, and I don't know the exact pressures every shock needs to be, because every shock is different. Some people put 200 psi, and that's just kind of what they run. A lot of people do. But I decided to check this, and what I found out from Shock Therapy is there was a little over 100 psi. And I say a little over 100 psi because there was probably about 115 or so psi in there, which is nothing. That is nothing. That's the reason why I was able to push the front of the car down so easily. And I was always struggling with it. And I should have checked this sooner. I definitely should have checked it sooner, but I didn't. So I put my gauge up there. I put my nitrogen tank on there and was able to fill it to 150. I think it was 155. My roof's leaking. I don't know if you just saw that. Maybe I can slow mo. Look at that. That's crazy. Anyways, I was able to put it to 150 psi, and now I can barely move it. I'm putting a lot of weight on there. I am not the smallest guy in the world, so good God, it's storming out there. But I'm able to put my weight on there, and it barely budges. And so I'm so stoked to actually test it now and see what it does and how big of a difference it does. Now I got to go through and like readjust all my shock settings and everything, which kind of sucks, but it's better than what it was. But since it was so low for so long, I probably fried the internals of that shock, unfortunately. Given what we do, racing, going over whoops, jumps, bumps, rocks, whatever it is, it puts a lot of abuse on those shocks. So I'm going to have to get these things redone. So I'm going to be talking to Liberty Mountain Fab, or Phil Licardi, which is, they call him Shock Jesus because he is that good. He's an amazing guy. He's not too far from me. So I'm going to go make an appointment with him, get this thing dialed in, and hopefully it's a lot better. But I'm going to be putting in not the Fox oil that they put in, not the shock therapy oil, but Liqui Moly sending me out some special shock, I guess, oil that they use or coming out with or came out with that they're using. So I'm excited to try that out. So Liqui Moly, we use Liqui Moly on the car for everything. And it's been amazing. You see me, I always wear Liqui Moly hats. I love them. I support them, and they support us. So I couldn't be happier. But anyways, all I'm trying to say is be sure to check your shocks. If you don't have the ability, find somebody who does. You're probably going to be a little surprised about what exactly you'll find, because 100 psi in a shock, now it's going to cost me money to go get it redone and all that stuff, and I'm super bummed about that. Yeah, so that's what I want to talk to you about. I want to move on. I love the car. It's come a long way. I have to say that she is a pretty badass desert car. She is not a rock crawler. It might not appeal to everybody, but I am absolutely pumped on this car. I love everything. I even picked up RPM Power Sports catch can, which I'm pretty pumped about it. KWT air filter or particle separator. She's good. She's dialed. And she has no seats. There is currently no seats in that car right now because we're getting something new. I have always tossed around the idea of I don't like to keep things too often. I have a bad habit of that. With that being said, just finished the car with it being red, white, or red, gray, and black. Sorry, I had to look at it. But I just finished up the car with that, but I want to change it. So for 2023, I don't think she's going to be red anymore. So stay tuned. See what we do. Might be something crazy. Might not. I don't know. I have something coming. I've been talking to a few people. I think I'm just going to go crazy. Just crazy, random colors. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I want to give you guys a little tip, a little update where we're at, what we got going on. We plan on doing a lot of stuff. We're getting a new race trailer. We're updating the car, getting new seats, changing the car. testing the new shocks, because that's going to be crazy. Going to be hopefully meeting up with Phil Licardi after King of the Hammers, and get an appointment with him to tune the shocks for me. So I think I'll make a video on that. We have a lot to come, so stay tuned. If you haven't already, subscribe. I appreciate the support. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook. You can find me at Stoked to Shred or S2S Motorsports. You can find me on that stuff. Like I said, Instagram, Facebook, I post a lot of stuff. So you can find me at S2S Motorsports. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in and sticking around, because she is looking good. I am stoked. So if you guys have stuck around for all this stuff and you guys have any questions, be sure to leave some comments, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and catch you guys in the next one. Woo!